Hi, this is Owen Thornton, and this is my vlog that corresponds with my weblog at Ontario Crafts, all one word, .wordpress.com. Today I'd like to talk to you about a really fun time we had on the last day of October, Halloween Day. We went on a day trip, and we were supposed to go to three places. That was our goal, was to go to Coffin Ridge and Thornbury Cidery and Brewery, and we were going to go to the Roost, which was a new winery for us, which is south of Thornbury. And along the way, we discovered three other places in addition to those. We had a great time, and it's a lot of fun stories I want to talk to you about in the next few minutes. So, let's begin. First off, we went to the Western Fair District. We went to the market. It was a Saturday. And we went and we had breakfast there. And we left from the Western Fair Market and headed north to go to Coffin Ridge. Coffin Ridge is north of Owen Sound. It is on one of four, I believe, ridges that slowly lower down towards Georgian Bay, Owen Sound. So it was really a fun day. It was a great day for a trip. It was high cloud, and the clouds did look like it was going to snow, although I have to say that while it looked like that, it wasn't cold to snow, but it was very blustery. And so we had a lot of wind to deal with, and we were doing things with some COVID protocols. So we were standing outside to get in, and we were standing in that blustery wind. So it was a bit of a challenge for some part of the day. But it was really lovely. It was sunny, and while cool because of the wind, we had a good time generally because of the weather. So anyways, we got to Coffin Ridge, had a great time there. And if you've never been, it's a really lovely location. I think it's on like the third of the four ridges that overlook Owen Sound. And what's really cool about the place is the fact that when you're standing there, the vineyards come level and go down. And I'll show you a picture a little bit here. I didn't get a good one, but I've got one I think that can help you, and I'll put that up in just a sec. So we went to Coffin Ridge, had a great time there. We know what we like there. They have a great marquette there, and it's really lovely. And they have ciders as well. And I like their ciders. Their ciders are sweet enough for me. I'm more of a sweeter guy. My wife, Carrie, she likes drier ciders. And they do have some drier ciders as well. But we can get both ciders and wine there. And we ordered blind. We didn't do any tastings there, because we knew we had three places to go. We're kind of hopscotching all over southwest Ontario. So we left Coffin Ridge. We went back down to the road to head towards Meaford and Thornbury, where we went to the Thornbury Cidery. If you go there, and they have beer there as well, I really like their ciders there. Their ciders, they do have ciders in major retailers across southwest Ontario. But when you go there, if you're going to look for something unique and different when you go to Thornbury Cidery, look for the ciders that are in bottles. Those are the ones that are smaller batches, are not usually found in major retailers across Ontario. So they're the local ones. And we got lots of lovely cider there as well. And that trip from Owen Sound across to Thornbury, that's a lovely trip too. You do get the chance to see the lake in the distance several times, and go through some small towns. It's a very pretty little drive. So then we left Thornbury. We're on our way to the Roost Winery. It is on number 13, or it's just, we left Thornbury on number 13, and then we had to take a side road to get down to Roost. So we were making our journey, and we made our turn, and as soon as we made the turn to be on the correct road to go to Roost, we saw a sign for Spy Cidery and Distillery. And we had this look in our eyes. It's like, well, it's 1 kilometer out of our way. It's just to our left. So we said, when are we going to come back this way again? And we turned down there and went to Spy. And what a great time we had going down to Spy. It was a wonderful little trip. They had dry ciders, very dry ciders. These are things that Carrie will like very much, and has had some and liked them all very much. But they also had a lovely gin, which we've tried. And I did buy the vodka, and I don't drink vodka as much as I do gin. So that one hasn't been cracked yet. But I have to say that the 375ml bottle of gin is gone. It does have a nice anisette taste to it. And we liked it, and we would get that gin again, very much so. So we left Spy. We made a mistake there. We left something behind, which we didn't know at the time. When we were there, we said to them that we just discovered you on our way to Roost, and we thought we'd come here and check you guys out. And Spy is a fun place too. The ciders have 007 names, or just off being 007 names, which is fun. And their website and their bottles and cans have faux redacted descriptors on it. So you can see through the redaction, and that's the funny part. So if you go to their website, or if you just buy one of their cans or the bottles, you'll see this redaction stuff. I'll put a little shot of that as well on the screen for you to see. And it's the funny things in behind the redactions that make Spy a lot of fun. Anyways, we left there. We went back, resumed our travel back to Roost. This was going to be our third stop, now our fourth because Spy interrupted. And so we went down to the Roost. This is a really interesting road. It's a gravel road. We're not afraid of gravel roads. I'm 59. I've traveled on gravel my whole life, and I've never had a chip from a stone on my paint. So I encourage you to go to Roost. This road has got one of the most extreme uppy and downy hills that you'll ever experience, which makes the trip getting there fun. Roost is also on a high hill. I'm going to put a picture here of a couple of pictures here, perhaps, of Roost on the screen for you to take a look at. And what a lovely place. And we've had one of their wines already. And I don't know how to say it. It's Siegerebbe. It is a Vinous vinifera, so it is a true European grape varietal. It is grown in Germany. I did look that up. I don't know if it's Siegerebbe. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a blend. That's the principal part of the white grape. And it was really lovely. We had never been to Roost before. We were buying blind without tastings, and so we didn't buy multiple bottles, and that is our regret for the day, is that we didn't buy multiple bottles. So when we went to pay for Roost, we found out that we'd made a mistake and we left something behind. My wife says, "Gee, I think we left something behind at Spy." And they said, "Are you Carrie Thornton?" And she said yes. And she says, "Well, Spy has called us and told us she left something behind," which is really lovely. So so we made a mistake. Had to go back to Spy and pick up the thing we left behind. We set something down on the counter, and had to pick it back up. So we went back to Spy, got the item, and then we realized we're basically close to the main highway that we had turned off to go to Roost. We thought, well, we'll go to that road. We've lost some time here, and so we went on this road. Well, it was number 13. It is actually Beaver Valley Road. And Beaver Valley Road is a lovely drive. It was a real nice surprise. So we made this mistake. We had to backtrack, and we ended up on a really nice spot. The other nice thing about Beaver Valley Road is that we found Beaver Valley Cidery and Orchard and Cidery. And so we were driving by, and we didn't see any signs in advance. We went past the laneway, and there's a sign saying, "Here's a cidery." So we're doing highway speed, and I turned to my wife, and I said, should we stop? Should we stop? And she says, "I don't know." So we pulled over to the side, and we sat there and we thought about it, and says, "When are we going to back here again?" So we turned around and went back. And this is a really lovely place as well, and it's a great spot. There's picnic tables there along a little creek, and I'll show you a picture of that in my corner here. I keep pointing to that side, but I'm looking at my computer screen monitor, and it will appear over there on the monitor over there for you. So so I will put a picture up there of the little spot where it is where you can picnic. They had a tasting area outside, probably due to COVID restrictions. We went inside, found out that they make their cider very naturally. There's nothing forced about it, so it takes a year for their cider to evolve the alcohol and the sparkle inside of it. They sell them in only 750 ml bottles, and it's all very dry. And we bought 4 different kinds, of which I have tasted one because Carrie's had one already. But again, not my thing, not that really dry cider I don't care for so much. But she did very much enjoy that. This was a lovely stop and a fortuitous one because they closed for the season that day. So we were there on the very last day. The nice thing about it was that we were there on the very last day. Everything looked like it was business as usual. So it wasn't one of those things where you arrived and people are kind of rolling up the floor mats in front of you as you're walking in the door because you're there so late. They were fully functional, fully operational, and I took some pictures there as well. A really lovely spot. So that was a real nice treat for us. So we continued on Beaver Valley Road, and if you ever want to go see colors, this is a road you want to look up and Google and find, because it is a road that's twists and turns and hills, and they say that we were there too late, but they say that it is a road for you to go and see the beautiful fall colors in southwestern Ontario. And I can really see how that would be. It is a tremendous little drive, and it was a fun drive. One we wouldn't have been on had we not made the mistake earlier. So we ambled our way home. We hit some different roads, some similar roads. We come through Mitchell, through Russelldale, and by gosh and by golly, we had come up this way, and Black Donnelly Brewery had been closed on the way up, but it was open on the way back. Carrie is not a beer drinker, so she had a couple ciders from Spy and some ciders from the Beaver Valley Orchard and Cidery that were all hers. So I was able to stop at Black Donnelly's and get some beer, which is going to be all mine. So that was a nice treat. I kind of pouted on the way up. So it was nice to be able to do that. We really I really enjoyed my time there. I had a chance to meet the owner of the facility. It was late in the day, but I wasn't keeping him from closing up either, because we had enough time to have a little chat. And I had some beer there. It was all very good. I really liked this beer. Was quite impressed with it, and it's a brand new operation for him, just outside south of the thriving metropolis of Russelldale. So that was our trip. So one of the things that I wanted to tell you about, and just to kind of encourage you, is to be flexible when you're on these trips. We hit 3 places that we didn't anticipate hitting on our trip, and that made it more special, more memorable for us. So be flexible. Stop when time allows at different places. We missed something in Meaford. We wanted to see, there's a church in Meaford that has stained glass that comes from the churches that were bombed out in Coventry from World War II in England. And someone gathered up the broken stained glass, brought it back to this church in Meaford, and put it into the windows in Meaford in this church. And we hadn't researched it well enough to be able to find it. We thought we were going to find it, we didn't. So if you really want to see something, if you want to hit another museum, if you want to hit to go to a place that you really want to go to, make sure you do enough research. We didn't. Now, this is a route or a routine we would more than willingly and lovingly duplicate, and go back and buy things from the same places, maybe a little bit more of some things than we purchased the first time, because we hindsight now is 2020, and we know we like things more than we anticipated when we were there. But also we might make a stop and just take a look at those stained glass in Meaford as well, is be able to find the place properly. So look things up, be flexible. When you drive past a place, stop, have a chat, and see whether or not you want to turn around. We were more than willing to be able to continue to go on our way and miss Beaver Valley. We really would have missed a really nice stop and purchased some really nice product from some great people in the middle of southwestern Ontario that day. So we had a great time, and I want to encourage you to travel Ontario, to find your Ontario crafts, and to have a great day. I hope that 2021 brings to you a much happier and brighter and wonderful year over 2020, as it seemed to be rather dark, long, and fairly dreary at times. So hopefully 2021 will be a great year for you. And we'll see you again on the video blog here and at my web blog at OntarioCrafts, all one word, .wordpress.com. Take care and bye for now.